that preacher's pushing me. No ordinary Christian wants to talk about what he's doing right now. I've got some family members and they post all the time what kind of great service they had. The fire fell. You should have been there. Not one post of what they're doing after the service is over. They said, ain't this Joseph's son? Once he said the scriptures are fulfilled in your eyes right now, they said, wait a minute. Ain't this Joseph's son? In other words, what they said is, didn't I know you when? What makes you think you can come in here talking these big words? Wasn't your daddy a carpenter?
Yeah, that's right.
Come on.
So I want to ask you today, are you going to be ordinary? Are you going to be incarcerated and put in a cage of what people identify you as your past, where you grew up, your name, how much you're worth, what you used to do? Ain't this Joseph's son? Matter of fact, no it ain't.
Amen. Amen.
This is the only begotten Son of God you're looking at.
Hey!
Yes,
Matter of fact, I ain't Joseph's son. Joseph raised me, but I'm not limited to what you think of me because of where I come from.
yes, amen. Thank you, man.
I refuse to be ordinary because you want to put me in that ordinary box
Yes, come on.
and shut me up and set me down back there.
Yeah.
I refuse to have an exceptional God that has called me to do exceptional things,
Yes.
and you want me to be ordinary.
Come on.
He says later on, he says, I've lost it. Next. I'll just preach today. He said, a prophet's not accepted in his hometown. Definitely. Why is he not accepted in his hometown? Because their level to receive from him is based on their perception of who he is. Your level to receive from me will only go as high as your perception of who I am. Jesus said, it is fulfilled in your eyes today. I'm no longer going to be ordinary. I'm no longer going to be who you tell me I am. I'm no longer going to be enslaved by who my parents was.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
I've got a new daddy now.
Yes, amen.
I was born again.
Thank you, Lord.
My old father's gone.
Yes.
I am not. Take that scripture off this morning. Ordinary or exceptional? That's the question today. Ain't this Joseph's son? I choose to be exceptional through Christ today. Not superior, not better than. It's a fine line. But exceptional. Stand out from the normal. The root word for there goes my granddaughter. The root word for exceptional is accept. You can't have exceptional without accept. Amen? Everybody did it. Accept. Everybody lives that way. Everybody everybody has a drink every now and then?
Bless you.
Look at somebody and say everybody except me. Look at somebody and tell them. You got to be bold in here. If you don't, the enemy will take over.
Amen.
Bless you.
Everybody would have lost their mind except me. You can put in there anything you want to put in there.
Yes.
Everybody would have stayed in depression except me. Nobody would have had enough strength to walk away from that bad relationship except me.
Thank you.
Nobody could have fell that far, broke that many bones, and not gave up except me.
Bless you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Everybody else had suicidal thoughts except me.
Bless
Nobody would have made it through what I've made it through except me. Through Christ who strengthens.
you. Thank you, Lord.
Are you going to be ordinary? Or are you going to be exceptional? Let me explain exceptional just a little bit to you so that you don't get confused with superior or something. We live in a country that's exceptional. We have a military that's exceptional. I'm looking at something that's exceptional. This country came and settled here in America and decided they weren't going to be ordinary.
Amen.
That they were going to stand out, fought for their freedom. Decided we're going to be some exceptional people. We have created some exceptional things. If I could take you back a couple of 100 years, you would be shocked at what you wouldn't have if it hadn't been for some exceptional people. You wouldn't have the clothes that's on your back, all these pretty different colors. You wouldn't have the glasses that you're looking through. We wouldn't have these lights in this church. We wouldn't have drove a car here this morning. This is a country that the rest of the world was riding horses, and we decided to build trains. You could go from one coast to the next, to the other coast in about 30 days instead of 3 or 4 months. An exceptional people. America was an exceptional country. Created the internet. The telephone that we use. Just a few 100 years from now, there was a group of, if you go back, 200 or 300, however many it is, people decided I'll be exceptional. Now we can apply that to the church. Did you know there's still countries in the world that ride with horses? That don't have electricity? That's ordinary. That's satisfied. Did you know there's churches in America that never see anybody saved? Did you know there's churches in America that don't love anybody that don't go there?
Yeah.
Ordinary. Exceptional thinking and ordinary thinking don't mix. You can't straighten them out. You can't fix them. They said, "Isn't this Joseph's son?" They tried to put Jesus in a box. Jesus said, "Let me call a couple of witnesses here. Let me call a couple of people to the witness stand and we'll close this case out." He said, "Let me tell you about this widow woman." You read on down into Scripture. In verse 25, he says, "But I tell you the truth, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elias, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months, when great famine was throughout all the land. But unto none of them was Elias sent, except to Sarepta, a city in Sidon, unto a woman that was a widow." There was a great famine, Widows everywhere needing help. Jesus said, why is it? How is it that all these widows needed help, but they were one that decided to be exceptional? Wasn't even a Jew. That was a Gentile city. Wasn't even a Jew. And was healed. Amen? I'm telling you, today you can be exceptional. Today is a famine-breaking day.
Yes.
I'm hurting. It's hard for me to shout. It's hard for me to get happy. But I want to tell you something. Today could be a famine-breaking day. Famine is when you are hungry, thirsty, in need of, lack of. That could be many different things. Today could be a famine-breaking day for somebody in this house.
Yes.
Amen. I knew a lady that lived in a bad relationship. And her husband would tell her how good he was, how he was worth his weight in gold, and how she was worth nothing. Until she believed it. He would say things like, without me, you couldn't even eat. If it wasn't for me, you couldn't afford to drive across town. If it wasn't for me, you would be nothing. Till one day, she decided to quit thinking ordinary and think exceptional. She decided one day the famine is over in my life. Amen. No more you telling me I'm not worth anything. I'm looking at you in a different light now. I see you as ordinary as you are. So I'm going to put my pants on, tighten my belt up, fix my hair, put on my new shoes that I bought me,
Yes.
and get to stepping. She decided that the famine was over. She decided that I'm not going to live ordinary and you're not going to put me in a box.
Amen.
I refuse to live and be the person that you've called me to be.
Yes.
I want to live and be the person that God's called me to be.
Amen.
You only see that I'm worthless, but God sees the potential in me. He said there was lepers. There were many lepers in Israel in the time of Elias the prophet, and none of them were cleansed, saving Naaman the Syrian, another Gentile. Is there anybody in here who's tired of living ordinary? Is there anybody in here that's ready to live exception? Bryce, as you come. God has called us to be exceptional.
Yes.